Welcome to Hockey Canada's Skill Development Series. In this, the 8th part of our series, we'll cover the fundamentals of off-ice training. The fundamental techniques of stretching, plyometric exercises, coordination, and stick handling will not only enhance a player's performance on the ice, but will also decrease the risk of injury. In this DVD, we'll show you warm-ups, stretches, plyometric exercises, balance and coordination techniques, and off-ice stick handling. A well-designed off-ice training program will help players of all ages be in top condition when the game is on the line. Before they begin any type of off-ice training, players should first take some time to warm up. Warming up increases both the respiratory and heart rate, which in turn helps prepare the body for the physical demands encountered during a game.
Arm circles. Here's a great way to begin a warm-up. Start by rotating one arm forward in full circles, then reverse direction. Now, switch arms and repeat the motion. Trunk rotations. With the elbows out to the side and the forearms bent in toward the chest, rotate the upper body from side to side. After a few repetitions, extend the arms while continuing to rotate the trunk. Leg swing, front to back. Using a partner or suitable fixed object for support, the player swings the outside leg forward and backward, warming up the hip, quad, and hamstring muscles. This exercise is good for loosening up the lower body muscles prior to stretching. Leg swing, side to side. Here again, using a partner or fixed object for support, the player swings the outside leg across the front of the body from side to side. This exercise warms up the hip and groin muscles and increases the blood flow to the lower body in preparation for stretching. Shuffle mirror. Partners start in the ready position face to face and shuffle step sideways, mirroring each other's steps. In a more difficult variation, the partners perform the drill with their hands on each other's shoulders. Karaoke mirror. In the karaoke mirror, cross one foot in front of the other foot on the first step, then cross the same foot behind the other in the next step. Again, placing the hands on the shoulders adds more difficulty to the exercise. Standing jump rotations. Here is a great exercise to warm the entire body. From a stationary position, jump in the air and rotate the upper and lower body in opposite directions. High knee. Alternately bringing the knees up high is a great exercise for warming up the glutes, quads, and hamstrings. The speed and the height of the knee raise can be increased as the lower body begins to warm up. Heel kicks. Here's a good warm-up for the quads and lower leg. Kick the heels up to touch the upper back part of the leg or glute, increasing speed and frequency as the muscles begin to warm up. High knee, heel kicks combination. Combining knee raises and heel kicks is a good warm-up and aerobic activity, as well as a real test of coordination. Players alternate 2 knee raises with 2 heel kicks, increasing the speed of the movements to further warm up the lower body and to get the heart rate up. Walking piriformis stretch. This walking stretch helps develop good balance. Lift one leg and grab the ankle with the opposite hand. Pull up on the ankle while pushing down on the knee, loosening the knee, groin, and hip. Release the leg and step forward. Then pick up the other leg and repeat the series on the other side. This exercise should be performed at a pace that allows balance to be maintained. Lunging hamstring glute stretch. To stretch the glutes and hamstrings, start by taking a big step forward. With the toes of the front foot pointed straight ahead and the back foot turned slightly outward, drop the hips straight down while keeping the back straight. Drop the elbow down as far as possible to further increase the stretch. Bend the front leg until a good stretch of the hamstring and glute is achieved. Inchworms. Starting in a push-up position, walk the feet slowly toward the hands, raising the back and buttocks up in the air. It's important to keep the arms and legs straight. With the feet having moved as far forward as possible, walk the hands out until back in the push-up position. Hip abduction walks. Starting from a standing position, take a step forward and raise the opposite leg with the knee out in front, and then rotate outward to abduct the hip. On the recovery, bring the leg back toward the midline of the body and step forward to initiate the rotation of the opposite leg. Prance. Use the prance as an exercise to help get the blood pumping in the arms and legs. Basically a modified skipping motion, the prance requires bringing the knees up high and pumping the arms.
Players can improve their flexibility with the use of proper stretching techniques. Stretching actually lengthens the muscle tissue, helping to increase a player's range of motion while decreasing a chance of stiffness or injury. As a result, stretching should be a fundamental component of any player's training program.
Knee to chest. Inside, outside, across shoulder. Bring one knee up toward the chest, grasping it with both hands and pulling it as close to the body as possible. Start the sequence with the knee in line with the inside of the shoulder. Following some repetitions, move the knee toward the outside of the shoulder. Now, after a couple of repetitions, move the knee across the body toward the opposite shoulder. Repeat the stretch 2 or 3 times in each position before changing legs. Double knee. The double knee stretch is a good way to loosen the muscles of the lower back. Lying on the back with the head resting on the floor, slowly bend both legs up to the chest, keeping the knees together. Then use the arms to pull the knees in tight to the chest, holding the position to complete the stretch. Next, repeat the motion with the knees apart. Glutes, hip, lower back. Here are 2 different ways to stretch the glute, hip, and lower back muscles. In the version on the right, sit up straight with both legs extended. Raise one leg and cross it over the other, placing the foot flat on the floor. With the elbow on the outside of the raised knee, slowly twist the upper body. In the version on the left, lie flat on the back with the legs extended. Cross one leg over the other, rotating the lower body. At the same time, abduct the arm by reaching in the opposite direction of the crossing leg. Latissimus rollback. Starting on all fours with the back flat, arch the upper back and tuck the chin into the chest. Sitting down on the heels with the arms extended, rotate the palms of each hand outward to further enhance the stretch. Thigh hip flexor. There are two versions of the thigh and hip flexor stretch. Both begin with one knee on the floor and the other knee bent forward. In the version on the right, with the hands on each side of the front foot, keep the back straight and the hips and shoulders square. Lean forward to create a stretch in the thigh and hip flexor. In the version on the left, with the hands on the raised knee, lean forward, stretching the quad and hip flexors. Prone oblique, hip flexor. Start by kneeling on the floor. Bring one knee forward and place the hands on the floor shoulder width apart. Keeping the back straight, slowly twist the upper body toward the forward knee to stretch the oblique and hip flexor. Switch legs and repeat the motion. Laying piriformis stretch. Lying on the back with both legs straight, lift one leg up and rotate the knee outward and the ankle inward. Gently grab the ankle with one hand and pull the foot toward the upper body. Calf stretch. There are two simple yet effective ways to stretch the calf muscles. In the first, place the hands on the wall. With the toes of one foot up the wall, lean forward to stretch the calf. In the second method, again place the hands on the wall and extend the leg behind, keeping the foot flat on the floor while leaning forward into the stretch. Hamstring, lower back. Stretching the hamstring and lower back can be done in one of two ways. In the version on the right, from a sitting position on the floor, extend one leg with the toes upward and bend the other leg inward, placing the foot against the thigh. Lean forward with the arms outstretched, keeping the back straight and the hips and shoulders square. In the version on the left, lie flat on the back and raise one leg up in the air. Place the hands behind the leg and move the knee toward the chest. Keep the thigh vertical and bend the knee downward to release the tension. Then, raise it again to perform another stretch. Thigh quad stretch. Here are two different exercises for stretching the quadriceps. In this example, stand on one leg and lift the other foot behind, grabbing the ankle. Pull the leg up and back, keeping the knee pointed to the floor. Push the hip forward to increase the stretch in the quads. Another way to stretch the quads is to lie on the floor, bringing one ankle back toward the hip. Gently hold the ankle and push the hip forward to increase the stretch. Groin stretch. In the first version of the groin stretch, sit on the floor with the soles of the feet together. Pull the feet in toward the groin as far as possible, ensuring the back is kept straight. Increase the stretch by placing the elbows on the knees, pushing down until a good stretch is felt in the groin. In the second version, extend one leg out to the side with the body over the bent knee and hands out front on the floor, shoulder width apart. Lower the hips slowly to stretch the groin. To further increase the stretch, place the foot flat on the floor and once again, slowly lower the hips. Side lunge. Start with the feet double shoulder width apart and the toes pointing straight forward. Bend the right leg and lower the hips, keeping the back straight. Extend the left leg as far as possible. Straighten the leg to return to the standing position and repeat the stretch on the other side. Try to keep both feet flat on the floor to achieve an optimum stretch. Sloppy push-up. This is a great stretch for the abs. Begin the stretch lying face down on the floor with the hands under the shoulders in a push-up position. Slowly raise the upper body, arching the back while keeping the hips and legs on the floor. Return to the original push-up position. Then sit up and extend the upper body backward so that the weight is on the heels. Place the hands on the floor behind the body and drop the head back to stretch the abs and thighs. Chest pectoral stretch. With the elbow bent to 90 degrees and the upper arm parallel to the ground, place the forearm against a wall. Changing the height of the arm on the wall will work the different groups of pectoral muscles. Slowly turn the opposite shoulder backward while keeping the hand firmly in contact with the wall to stretch the muscles in the chest. Rotator cuff. Place one arm behind the back. Reach around in front of the body and grasp the elbow with the other arm, gently pulling the elbow forward until the stretch is felt. Now hold it in position to stretch the rotator cuff. Trunk shoulder. The trunk and shoulder stretch starts by bringing one arm overhead and bending the elbow to drop the hand down along the spine. Grasp the elbow with the opposite hand and pull gently on the elbow to stretch the triceps and shoulder. At the same time, bend the upper body sideways to stretch the muscles of the trunk. Now, bring the arm across the body and pull the elbow toward the chest. Forearm stretch. Start the forearm stretch by doing a few wrist circles in each direction. Stretch the top of the forearm by holding the back of the hand with the fingers pointing downward and gently pull back and in toward the body. Next, bring the arm out in front with the palm facing outward and fingers pointing upward. Grasp the palm and fingers with the opposite hand and pull back on the bottom hand to create a good stretch on the inside of the forearm. Switch and repeat with the other arm. Neck flexion rotation. Start this stretch by slowly rotating the head in both directions. Gently tilt the head forward until a good stretch is achieved down the back of the neck. Next, place the arm behind the body and stretch the side of the neck by bringing the ear down toward the shoulder. Then, tuck the chin toward the chest and hold. Repeat the sequence on the other side.
The basics of plyometric exercise are speed, agility, and quickness, which are cornerstones of hockey. Today's player must work on these exercises to adapt to the multi-directional demands of the game. Through proper plyometric conditioning, players can not only improve their athletic performance, their bodies will be more able to withstand the stresses of the game, putting them at a much lower risk of injury.
One-leg pattern hops. One-legged hops are a terrific way to develop explosive power. Using a marked number sign on the floor, hop around the entire pattern, landing in each open space. switch legs, and reverse the direction. Vary the drill by working in different patterns or jumping to random spaces. Power stride. Keeping the body low and the knees deeply flexed, jump to the side off one leg, landing on the opposite foot. Maintain a deep knee flex on the landing, then repeat the motion, jumping back to the original position. This sequence is a great way to develop strength and balance. Power leap. This time, jump to the side off both feet, again landing with a deep knee bend. Repeat the motion, jumping back to the starting position. This drill can also be done forward and backward. Two-foot hop, 4 directions. The two-foot hop helps develop explosive power in all directions. With the feet together, jump in a square pattern, maintaining balance with each jump. Reverse directions and repeat the pattern. Forward and reverse lunges. Take a step forward and flex the knee to 90 degrees while fully extending the back leg. Then lunge backward with the same leg, extending it as far as it can reach. Sitting hurdle. With the legs out front, lift one leg and bend the knee, turning it while extending the hip and bringing the foot back to touch the floor behind and out to the side. Then return to the starting position and repeat with the opposite leg. Sitting hurdles help develop the muscle groups around the hip joint. Ultimately, this exercise can be performed in one continuous movement without touching the floor. Three, two, one, tuck jump. Using a 3-2-1 count, slowly flex the knees, move into a tuck position, and load the quadriceps for a powerful jump. Explode upward using a strong arm drive to help achieve maximum height. Flex the knees on the landing and return to a tuck position ready for the next jump. Sidestep jumps, crossover. From a standing position with the knees flexed, perform a sideways jump while simultaneously crossing one leg in front of the other. Finish the landing with the feet parallel on the floor. Squat thrusts. With the feet shoulder width apart, crouch down and place the hands in front of the feet. Thrust the legs out behind to full extension. Then pull back into a crouch position and jump straight up. Squat thrusts are a great exercise for developing cardio, core strength, and coordination. Agility cones. Creating a pattern on the floor using cones, gloves, or other objects helps set up a variety of footwork exercises that can be done in a relatively small area. Moving through the cones in various ways helps develop a player's agility and coordination. Zigzag shuffle. Zigzag crossover. Karaoke. Tight turn acceleration. Up and back transition. Directional change shuffle drill. Here, one partner leads, dictating the direction of travel as the other player attempts to match or mirror his footwork. The idea is to keep the partner moving forward, backward, and side to side. The player leading the exercise needs to be creative, forcing the player following to react quickly while maintaining balance and focus. Tape ladder, footwork. Creating a tape ladder on the floor gives players the opportunity to execute an unlimited number of footwork patterns. Virtually any footwork exercise can be practiced on the ladder in varying combinations to increase foot speed, agility, leg strength, and balance. Hopscotch. High step, forward and sideways. Quick feet. In and out. Crossover forward. Crossover backward. Snake. Slalom. One-foot hop. Two-foot hop. Bounding side to side. Bounding to the side is a great exercise for developing explosive power. Flex the leg and leap to the side at a 45-degree angle. Exploding out of the crouch to the other leg and back again develops the fast twitch muscle fibers. If there's enough room, bounding can also be performed in a straight-ahead motion. Squat jumps. With the hands on the hips, bend the legs into a deep squat, then explode straight upward. Both feet should hit the floor at the same time on the landing. Resisted squat jumps. Resisted squat jumps help to increase explosive leg strength. Here, a partner stands behind the jumper, placing her hands on the jumper's hips to create resistance. The jumper explodes upward and outward as she launches from the squat. Split squat jumps. From a standing position, with the hands on the hips, extend one leg behind the body, lowering the knee to the floor. Return to the standing position with a 2-foot jump and switch legs.
It is essential for athletes to develop balance and coordination, no matter what sport they're involved in. In hockey, the ability to maintain balance while skating on 2 thin pieces of steel and having the coordination to perform various activities at high speed can be greatly improved through off-ice training. The following activities are not only fun, they provide challenges to hockey players of all ages.
Hand swap on stick. Hold the stick directly in front of the body with a proper grip. Then, alternately grab the stick with one palm up and one palm down, changing hand positions as quickly as possible while trying to maintain a level stick through the transitions. Another version of the hand swap begins with both hands alternately grabbing and releasing the stick so that both palms are facing up or down at the same time. Swapping hands on the stick helps develop dexterity and quick stick work. Stick handle and juggle. Here's a great exercise to work on coordination. While stick handling one ball with one hand, juggle two balls with the other, trying to maintain control of all three balls simultaneously. Ball throw, catch combinations. The following hand-eye coordination drills are a combination of throw and catch exercises that can be done alone or with a partner. Practicing these drills will help to develop hand-eye coordination and reactionary skills. Wall throw, catch. Wall throw, catch, exchange. Wobble board, throw, catch. Quick hands, drop, catch. Quick hands, partner, drop, catch. Throw ball against wall, knock down. Here, one partner bounces a ball against a wall, while the partner with the stick plays the rebound and knocks it down and back. In an alternate version, the partner with the stick deflects the ball up and back. Either is a great off-ice exercise for working on tips and deflections. Walking squats, stick handle. From a standing position, slowly walk forward and gradually bend into a squat position. Note that as the body drops lower, the ball moves further away from the body. Move forward, then backward, continuing to stick handle the ball while keeping the feet moving at all times. This is a great exercise for developing control and timing. Stutter steps, stick handle. Place a number of sticks on the floor and execute a few quick stutter steps forward and backward while stick handling the ball. Increasing the speed of the steps and accelerating the movement of the ball will help develop agility and coordination. Stick handle ball, kick ball with feet. Start by dribbling a soccer ball with the feet, then move forward while stick handling a ball. Next, stick handle backward while drawing the soccer ball back with the foot. This drill helps develop agility and stick handling skills. To add difficulty, replace the soccer ball with another stick handling ball to further develop coordination. Stick handle wobble board, 2 foot, 1 foot. Here's a good drill to help develop balance and build confidence while stick handling. Stand on a wobble board with both feet and stick handle the ball around the body while maintaining balance and control. As proficiency increases, try performing this drill by standing with only 1 foot on the wobble board. Flip ball to partner, knock down, pass back. Here's a great drill to help improve hand-eye coordination. Flip the ball in the air to a partner who knocks it down, gains control, and passes it back. Ball under stick. Jump side to side. Roll the ball under elevated sticks, then jump over the sticks, regaining control of the ball on the other side. Continue jumping from side to side while moving the ball under the sticks. As proficiency increases, players can create different patterns to increase agility and control. Bounce ball on blade. Here's an important skill to know how to use when trying to corral a bouncing puck or to knock the puck out of the air. Bounce the ball on both the forehand and backhand sides of the blade, maintaining control at all times. Flip ball up, knock down. Flipping the ball up and trapping it down on the ground with control is another good exercise to help develop hand-eye coordination. The ball can be trapped using the forehand or backhand side of the blade. This is a handy skill to know how to use when trying to control a bouncing puck.
Practicing off-ice stick handling is a great way for hockey players to improve their on-ice puck control skills. With ice time becoming more difficult to come by, practicing off-ice means that players can actually increase their practice time. The following exercises can easily be done in almost any setting, whether it's a gym, the basement, or on the driveway.
Ball control, narrow and wide combination. Here's a drill that will help develop some deceptive stick handling skills. Start by working the ball in a narrow pattern, then take it out wide, then narrow again. Try different combinations, concentrating on quick changes and maintaining good control. Ball control, side, front, side. Start by stick handling the ball on the backhand side. Then move it around to the front and eventually all the way to the forehand side. The sequence can be reversed, moving back across to the backhand. In a game situation, this drill will help evade a check, no matter where it comes from. Ball control, one leg, left or right. Start this drill by stick handling while on one leg, continuing to work the ball from side to side. Switch legs, all the while keeping the ball moving and under control. Ball control, one hand. There are many game situations where a player will only have one hand on the stick, usually the top hand. It's good to practice this skill off ice to develop strength and gain a better feel for the puck. Stick handling the ball with one hand builds wrist and forearm strength and at the same time helps develop coordination. Try switching hands to become more proficient on both sides. Ball control, hands together. Start with both hands at the top of the stick. Work the ball through the full stick handling range, all the way across the body, around behind, and back again. This is another effective way to build forearm strength. Players will also develop a better feel for the ball when it's handled further away from the body. Ball control, rotation. The term puck on a string comes from this maneuver. Keeping the ball in contact with the blade, move the stick all the way around the ball. Slide the ball from the heel of the blade to the toe, and then back down the other side of the blade. Ball control, toe drag, side and front combination. An effective skill to use to beat a defender, the toe drag should be practiced both on and off the ice. Alternate dragging the ball toward the body from the front and side by using the toe of the blade. Concentrate on technique to begin with, then try to increase speed while maintaining a smooth, fluid motion. Ball control, figure eights. Figure eights give players a better feel for the ball over a wide range of motion. The pattern requires players to control the ball on both the forehand and backhand. Eventually, a smooth, continuous motion should be achieved. The figure eight can also be practiced one-handed, using only the top hand on the stick. Ball control, around the body, box. This is another excellent drill for increasing puck control and agility. Move the ball around the body in a box pattern, stick handling continuously. Work around the box one way, then change directions and repeat the pattern in reverse, keeping the ball moving and under control at all times. Ball control, around the body, triangle. Moving the ball in a triangular pattern requires that the ball be pulled from one point to another. With the ball in front, move it just behind the body on one side. Then pass it to the other side, turning the body to regain control. Try executing the moves as quickly as possible while maintaining control in all positions. Ball control, partner on knees, combination. In this drill, the player kneeling creates an obstacle by extending the stick out from the body. The other player moves the ball either from side to side underneath the stick, flips the ball over the stick, or performs toe drags around the stick. Here, the kneeling partner increases the difficulty by sweeping her stick slowly from side to side. Avoiding the moving stick requires outstanding focus and timing. Ball control, stick through legs. Working the ball through the legs is an excellent way to develop hand-eye coordination, along with hand speed. Take the ball back between the legs and then flip it forward, bringing the stick around front to pick up the pass. As players become more proficient, they can increase the speed of the motion, concentrating on moving the ball with control. Ball control, ball through legs from back. Starting on the forehand side, take the ball out wide and behind the body, using the toe of the blade to pull the ball up between the legs. This can also be practiced by using the backside of the blade to tap the ball through the legs. Practice bringing the ball up to the stick, either off the foot or straight through. This skill is particularly useful when picking up a pass from behind. Ball control, switch hands. Start by holding the stick with a proper grip, then reverse the grip while continuing to move the ball with control. By switching from right to left-handed and back, players will improve their range of motion as well as their stick handling agility. This is a great exercise for improving a player's feel for the ball and hand-eye coordination. Ball control, ball over stick, forehand, backhand. Stick handle the ball between sticks laid out in a fan pattern, lifting the ball over each stick with the forehand. Then reverse directions, this time using the backhand. Ball control, 2 balls, 3 balls. Stick handling 2 or even 3 balls is a great drill to help develop hand-eye coordination and hand speed. This exercise can be used as a warm-up at the start of practice or at the end of practice as a cool-down. Ball control, tape ladder, toe drag. Start with both feet on one side of the tape ladder. Use toe drags to move the ball through each square. Ball control, tape ladder, lateral. Start with the feet on either side of the tape ladder and move the ball from side to side through each square, both forward and backward. Work toward increasing the speed when doing this drill. One-touch pass, forehand, backhand. In this passing drill, partners start off close together and execute one-touch passes while slowly moving away from each other. As the flow of the passes continues, the players start to move toward each other again. This drill requires adjusting the speed of the passes as the distance changes. It should be practiced on both the forehand and backhand. Saucer pass, forehand, backhand. When practicing a forehand saucer pass with a ball, the stick blade should be open-faced with the ball on the heel. The ball rolls along the blade as the stick slides in front of the body. Making a saucer pass on the backhand is a little more difficult. This time, the backside of the blade is closed, which means it's harder to get the ball up in the air. So whether on the forehand or backhand, wrist and forearm strength are needed to execute this pass properly. Passing. Receive forehand. Return backhand. Being able to receive a pass is just as important as sending one. The pass receiver keeps the blade of the stick perpendicular to the oncoming ball and receives the pass close to the middle of the blade, cushioning it slightly by relaxing the arms as the ball hits the blade. The receiver brings the ball in front and across the body, then returns it on the backhand. Pass behind. Pull ball back through legs. Because some passes in a game aren't always tape to tape, this is an important skill to use when receiving a pass from behind. Moving the blade of the stick behind the body to either tap or pull the ball through the legs is more efficient than trying to pull it around and in front of the body. Freestyle stick handling moves. Once players have developed a full range of stick handling fundamentals, they can challenge themselves by coming up with their own combinations. Practicing and being creative with these new combinations will turn a good puck handler into a truly great one.